Hey, this is Beverly Bozeman. I am the creator of the About Her Ministry YouTube channel and the recently released international best-selling book, Diary of a First Lady, Shiloh Grammar. Happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure and share this broadcast with your friends and your family. Be sure and turn on the notifications so that you'll know when I am on live. Again, thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I just have a few tips that I wanted to share. 3 ways to recover. And you might be thinking recover from what? From just about anything. I guess disclaimer. These are things that I did to recover from some things that I had gone through. And there is no one solution for every situation. There is no one list of things to do that will work for everybody. What works for me might not work for you. It might work for you if you adjust this, if you add that, change this, take away that. It's just like a recipe. Recovering from things and situations and people, to me, is like a recipe. I can have a recipe for a great taco soup, and you might not like cilantro. I might love cilantro, and my recipe calls for cilantro. You take out cilantro and you add another type of bean, and I don't like the bean. We still both love it. We adjusted it. So that's, pretty much to me how it works. So I just wanted to share a few things. And another disclaimer, if you are going through something and you just feel like I'm not going to make it. I don't care what she says. I don't care what anybody says. I'm just not going to make it. You are justified. You are justified in getting you some help. It is okay to go to some counseling. It is okay to do more than just talk to a friend or someone in ministry, a professional counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist. If that's what you need, a life coach or whatever, get you some help. That's another disclaimer. So the first thing that I would suggest, of course, is your relationship with God. And I know everybody does not believe in God, but God works for me. So if you don't believe in God, or you have another God you believe in, or whatever you consider your God, that should be first. He or she or whatever should be first. For me, I have my God, and my God is first. So, and the part about going to God about what you're going through, it's about your relationship with God. Don't create or maintain a relationship according to how people have told you should have the relationship, how you grew up in whatever church or religious beliefs you had. If it's not working, you got to go to God for yourself and establish the type of relationship that you should have. You cannot recover from things having a relationship with God, but the relationship was created through what your parents told you to do, or how the church told you to do, or the people that you associated with in your 20s, how they told you should have a relationship with God. That might not work now in your 40s, your 60s, or after something traumatic has happened, or after you lost all your friends, because you may have had a relationship with God based upon how your friends said you should have it, but you don't have those friends anymore. That happened to me. I had a specific relationship with God based upon the people that I was hanging around at a particular time, but I no longer hang around with those folks. So I had to adjust my relationship with God based upon how He wanted me to have a relationship with Him. And my life is better for it. So that's something that you gotta, adjust. And then the second thing, the second way to recover is to look at the situation that you are going through and pull it apart. Just like if you were going to work on a puzzle, you take the puzzle out of the box, right? And you put all the pieces down. There are steps that you have to take to make the puzzle come out like it does on the front of the box. And one of the main things is to spread everything out. I like putting puzzles together, so that's how I know that. And I think some boxes even have instructions. Lay all the pieces flat. There is no way for you to put the puzzle together when pieces are piled up on top of each other, or when they're turned with the backside up, or if you don't even have the box as a point of reference. How do you know what you're putting together? How do you know where the tree is supposed, if it's a picture of a yard, the tree is supposed to go where? You don't even know. So you have to look at your situation in honesty, and you have to pull it apart. If it's a financial situation and you're always struggling, you have to look at how much do you have coming in? How much do you have going out? Do you need more money? Or do you just need to budget? Do you need to stop giving people money? Do you need to change your lifestyle, as in, I live by myself, but I got 3 cars. And I'm paying out thousands a month in car notes and insurances, stuff like that. You have to pull the situation apart and separate the pieces to that situation. If it's somebody has betrayed you, you got to pull that situation apart. Did I do anything to help them betray me? And what I mean by that is, if you know that your best friend is a blabbermouth, they're always telling you everybody's business. Girl, let me tell you what I heard about so-and-so and so. Her husband is cheating on her, girl. How you know? She told me. What, girl? Yeah, she told me. She said don't tell nobody, but I had to tell you. So when you found out your business through the grapevine and she was the one who told it, could you really be surprised about that? How does the saying go? A dog who brings a bone will take a bone. If you have found out that your best friend has betrayed your trust and told your business, the first thing you need to do is evaluate, what did I do? Or I changed that because it's not accusatory. Did I do anything to help her tell my business or betray me? I won't talk about, if you got cheated on. I don't like to, dibble and dabble in that, because those are very sensitive situations to me. But if something happens to us and somebody betrays us, we have to be honest, and we have to, hey, Miss Orton, we have to look at ourselves and say, is there anything that we have done that assisted them in breaking our hearts, betraying us, and stealing from us? If like real talk, if somebody is jealous of you, right, and it's just a fact, and they want to keep coming over to your house, and the next thing you know, things start getting missing from your house, or things get broken, or people are knowing things about your household that they shouldn't. The fact is that the person who is jealous of you and you let them keep coming into your house, they are the culprit, right? Yeah, you can get mad with them for what they're doing, but you keep letting the joker come into your house. You don't have to let people come into your house if they don't live there. If you want to have some peace in your life, you got to draw some lines, and you got to establish some rules, and be okay with folk getting mad with you. Peace is better than friendship. Peace is better than invitations to gatherings. It just is. So the second way to overcome is to pull the situation apart and start with, is there a part of this situation that I participated in, or I caused, or I fanned the flames on. And like the puzzle, you got to turn things over. You got to turn the pieces over to get everything kind of aligned, so you'll know what to do next. So you got to look at other aspects of the situation. Did I move too fast in buying that car? Or will I move too fast if I buy this car? Am I being dumb by continuing to spend time with this guy knowing he fine as wine and he do it for me? Am I being dumb by hanging out with this dude? Now, I know he's married and everything, but he needs somebody to talk to. He says his wife doesn't listen. I'm a good listener. And he fine, so I don't mind, he's easy on the eyes, so I don't mind, talking to him, and he smells so good. Ooh, he wears that stuff I like. And next thing you know, y'all getting it on, and his wife after you with a butcher knife. You got to turn the pieces over and look at the other side before you get started. Is hanging out with somebody that you are physically attracted to, is that a good idea? Knowing you are like you are, or knowing that things happen? We got to turn the pieces over and look at things from the other side. And then the third thing is, we got to evaluate the people that we hang out with. When we are trying to overcome something, we have to evaluate the people that we hang out with regularly. Will you have the support system that you need when you are going through? Or are people going to turn your life into an example and tell other people what you're going through? Or are they just going to demand that you shake it off? Are they going to demand that, girl, just come out and go party with us? You can think about that stuff later. Are they going to just listen? Are they going to provide tough love? I'm not saying that any one thing is right or any one thing is wrong, but you just have to look at the people who are in your circle who will help you or not help you when you're trying your hardest to overcome something. Just look at how they do now. Or when you get into it and you're trying to overcome and they do their part or disappear, look at them for what they are. Those are the 3 things that I had to do when I had to start my life over and I was really mentally and emotionally and financially struggling. It was, it was me and God for a long time. Yes, I'm going to put all of this stuff in my book. But it was my new relationship with God that really helped me out. I no longer could depend on the relationship that I established when I was growing up in church. The church relationship with God. I had to have a show enough, Lord, if you don't help me, I ain't gonna make it type relationship. And even after I came back, moved back here, and started going to another church and established new friends, I even had to break away from that relationship that I had created with God. It's kind of like God never changes. We do. So our relationships with him, to me, has to be adjusted. And I had to look at my situations, that even the situations that I go through now, I have to look at it from different standpoints. And that's what you have to do. I just keep going back to the analogy of the puzzle, because that's just what's in my head right now. You got to take everything out of the box. You can't shake some pieces of the puzzle out of the box and then start putting it together. It don't work that way, because the very pieces that you need are possibly on the inside. You got to look at what you're going through in the totality of it. You just have to look at it. I know whatever it is that we're going through, well, I don't want to think about that part right now. I just want to think about this. If you want to overcome your situation, if you want to bounce back, if you want to stop doing things that are detrimental to your life, and you know it, because if we're honest with ourselves, we know the things that are holding us back. We know the people who are holding us back, but we don't want to stop doing those things and stop hanging around those people because we're comfortable. We're comfortable in our nonsense. We're comfortable in our mess. We're comfortable in our burdens. And it's easier to hang around people who are comfortable in theirs too. If we hang around with people who challenge us, we tend to regret them. We tend to get mad with them because we have no crutches. If you're hanging around people who don't really want a whole lot out of life, and you do, but then you attempt something and it fails, it's easier to hang out with them, and they'll be like, oh girl, you don't need to do that mess, no way. Let's go to the club. Let's go shopping. Let's go eat. It's easier to do that. But on the back end, it's going to be even more regret piled up. And it's a bad thing and it's a sad thing. But anyway, so those are the 3 things that will help you to overcome. Those are the things that I used. God, looking at things, pulling situations apart. I'm really, really, really good at that. So I think I wanted to break that down a little further. I guess that'll be another live or maybe an ebook or something. Pulling things apart to breaking them down to see better, see the situation better and all of that. And then you gotta be honest with yourself, and you gotta talk to yourself. Just, I guess those 3 things. But anyways, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up in my inbox. I'll do the best I can to, give you some piece of advice. Check out my website, beverlybozeman.com. See what I got going on over there. Also, definitely be sure and go to my About Her Ministry YouTube channel. I have some awesome women that I have interviewed over there. Hey, Kim. And I just dropped one on, I think it was Monday. Senior Pastor Deborah Allen. She has Fire TV. She interviews women on Fire TV, and she has books, and she has these classes and stuff. She's awesome. And I'm having some issues. Real talk. This is another thing. I guess this is a nugget. When you are really trying to do something and it is life-changing, especially if it's going to help other people, and you keep running into issues, push harder. Like, push harder and make it a priority, because somebody, somewhere, I don't know how you believe, and it ain't always the devil. I just know it ain't always the devil, but something, somewhere, somebody, whatever is always hindering you. You got to push harder to make sure that it's getting done. This lady that I'm going to, her video, I'm dropping that on tomorrow, right? And when we were trying to set up the interview, we kept having all these issues, and she couldn't get the link, and some stuff was happening on my end through my internet and her internet, and it was just a mess. And I've been trying for days to put together her flyer to announce, and every app that we try, the ones that we've been using for like over a year, we keep having problems with that. And the video, I'm trying to edit the video too, and I'm having problems editing the video. It's this one lady right here. I mean, I have problems every now and again, because it's technology. But it's like every aspect of this lady's interview process, the flyer, the interview itself, the recording of the interview, we have just been having problems, because I should have had her stuff, but I just keep, having problems. I'm like, what in the world? So she must got some good stuff that somebody somewhere needs to hear. Her name is Minister Angela Taylor Fisher. She's out of Texas. I forget the name of the town, but she's out of Texas, and her video is supposed to come up tomorrow, and I have been struggling for days with her flyer. So that's another side thing. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you're trying to lose weight and every time you turn around, somebody is trying to shovel food in your mouth, somebody's inviting you somewhere, all of these obstacles and all of these hindrances, that means you got to push harder. You got to stop with the current plan that you have and find a way to create a new plan, because there's something about this particular plan that you're on that's not working. And something, somebody, somewhere, or whatever is trying to stop you. And once you create a better way, a simpler way, a more expansive way, whatever, and you get it done, there's something on the other side of getting it done that's going to be beneficial for you and for somebody else. And it will also be a point of reference for you to say, I did that, so I can now do this. And as you move forward in accomplishing harder goals, people who are watching you, they're going to pay attention even the more. And that's when you'll know who's for you, who's against you. Because when people see that you are trying to do better, have more, change things about yourself, if they are trying to hinder you with their projects, invitations and things, that's your indication of where to put these people in your life when you're trying to accomplish goals. Every time I try to lose weight, she's always bringing over cakes and cookies and pies and all this other foolishness. There it is. Sometimes when we're trying to accomplish goals, we have to limit our interactions with specific people because they can be a hindrance. But anyways, I'm going to begin this ramble. So that's about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to release your genius, pull off the impossible every day. Remember, you will have whatever it is that you say. So be positive when you speak, Queen.